difficult, even a normal project, to say this is the cost of the project, but you can have a tentative idea of the project. So if I'm doing, 5.167, multiples, carriageway, and each of it is costing me 4 billion. And I can tell you that this is the most, prudent project, in the recent time. We have, similar project in Bodo Boni, awarded about 3-4 years back. The cost of that project is 5.067 billion, and it's on flexible payments. Naira.
Per kilometer.
Per kilometer,
okay.
Yes, The other projects not awarded by me, that is also going about 4 billion per kilometer. And so this issue of, the cost of the coastal, road per kilometer is born out of, the prudency of the Mr. President.
Is it because it's cheaper with cement? With concrete
is more expensive.
Which is more expensive, between the asphalt and all of it. Is that what is making the cost to come down?
It's not making the cost come down. The cost is coming down because we are facing the realities of the time.
Okay. But we've not been able to put a figure to this part of the
I'm trying to put figures.
Okay.
We're curious to know the figures because
I'm almost getting to that.
It's a national budget, and there's a spending limit, and we're running deficits every other year, so it's a Commonwealth. So we're trying to.
This is an investment, and there is return on investment.
Yeah, you'll get to that
right now. If you do, 5.167, multiple, standard carriage way, and I've told you that, the cost of, of that is tentatively 4.359 billion per that standard gauge. So you multiply 5.167, by 4.3, 4.3, yeah. So you have a tentative cost.
Sorry, say that again. So
4.3 per kilometer.
Yes, times.
That is, the standard gauge.
You want to do the math?
Okay.
I want to just do the math so that everybody knows.
I don't want my head to blow. He's the engineer.
You already said you release those figures tomorrow.
So let's just help Nigerians.
No. I was misquoted. I didn't say tomorrow. I came to run the figures. I started yesterday.
Right, so 4.39 billion.
Yes.
Multiplied by
700.
No, it's 700. We'll first multiply by the different sections. So help us. You're the expert.
You're the engineer. So we don't get our head blown up. So, Honorable Minister, what Nigerians perhaps are trying to say?
So 4.39 multiplied by
that.
Can I give you the tentative?
Yes. You can. We know it's tentative. Yeah. That's okay. 4.39.
Multiply 4 by 5.
Times 5?
Yes. Okay. You get about 20, is it correct?
21.95.
Yeah, multiplied by 700. You get about 14 trillion.
700.
Yes.
That's 15.3 trillion.
Yes.
The Honorable Minister knows his math. So it's going to cost 15.365 trillion.
Let me explain. Okay. It's going to be a tentative figure.
Okay.
When we pass through, a section that is, what is costing a lot of money is the sampling. And I'm very proud of this figure. I'm very proud of the cost. I'm very proud that I did a very good job. And it's something that years after, I would have left, this office, I will be able to defend it. And it didn't just come, we argued, we quarreled, there were rejections, and so on and so forth. But the basic, elements in this construction is the sampling. And the basic elements in this job is, the issue of the concrete and the reinforcement. So I had to analyze it from the first principle. How much is sand, how much is chipping, how much is cement, and then I put a cost based on Procurement Act that this is your, profit and overhead. So I arrived at a figure. And the figure I arrived at concrete is the same figure I give to other contractors. Now, I also arrived at how much is per meter cubed of, sand filling. And that's about 25,000 naira per meter cubed. And that's what we also give to other, contractors in other projects, So I will pride myself to the glory of God that this project is the most prudent project, that I'm starting. Other projects I met, we are reviewing, we are fighting, and we're trying to review, the cost. We're trying to review the design elements. For example, the Lokoja to Benin, We have redesigned it on concrete pavement, and we still kept the cost.
Let me save you the stress. You are hearing all of that, and somehow you would wish it is all true. Oh, I mean, it's a good thing now. In the long run, it's actually a good thing. At least if they manage to do it, is that not how Nigerians always sort of, even when they are seeing the fraud in front of them, even when they know that the same Nigeria that has been unable to complete the East-West road for more than 24 years is embarking on a $15 billion project, which is just a business arrangement that Tifnumbu and his Lebanese friend Shaguri have found as, well, this one is there. We could actually really build something from this with their money, and we can own it. There is no real intention of building any super highway of 700 kilometers called Coastal Highway. There is no, and that's why when Devulumai said the plan is to complete it in 8 years. So that means if they are starting it now, it means they won't finish until Tifnumbu is no longer your president. They won't finish until 2032. So that's the completion date. That's what they have to say. Okay, so and that's why he kept saying it's all in phases and in phases and all of that. So you can sit down there and be like, boy, it's a good thing now. I mean, it's a very good idea now. I'll keep reminding you, there is a road that would have served as the super highway from Lagos, right? From Lagos straight to Bayelsa Creek. It is called East-West Road. And it will never be completed, ever. And we know why. But now let's come back again. There is a road in Africa that is called Pan-Africa Highway. In fact, I'm going to go look for what the name they gave to it. It actually has a name, okay? It's a one second. It's called Pan-African Highway. It was to span about 11 countries in Africa, starting from Egypt, Alexandria in Egypt. That's the screen you saw earlier. See, you see, when you see pictures like this, they are pictures from the 56, they are planning to build about, I think it's a 10,000 or so kilometers. There's a plan, okay, to build 56,000 or 57,000 kilometers of road all over Africa. This road will cut across, like, it's going to be like a circle around Africa, okay? But there is a 10,000 of it, 10,000 kilometers of that road. That's the one you are seeing in your picture, right? That's the one that will look like this, okay? Now, this one is to cut across, it's to pass through 11 countries. 1,147 of that stretch of 10,000 kilometers they are building. 1,147 of it is within the Egyptian space. 1,147 kilometers of that 10,000 planned road is within the space of Egypt. Egypt was to construct that. That's why you have that picture on your screen, this image, or even this one. So they are called the super. I mean, you can see it, Abi. It's not coastal, so I'm not saying that you should compare and all of that. But Baba, let's agree. That one is not coastal, it's desert. In fact, the road actually passes through so many coastal roads too, along it. But you see that one for Egypt, 1,147 kilometers will cost Egypt $1.5 billion to build. Did you hear that? It will cost Egypt it cost them $1.5 billion to build 1,147 147 kilometers of road, their own space in their own country that looks exactly like this and like this. With bridges, subway and every other thing that they had to build along it, to and fro. You see, this is like 10 lanes on the left, 10 lanes on the right. I've been waiting with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 lanes here, as well as a spear at shoulder. Okay? For $1.5 billion. Nigeria is constructing a 700-kilometer road, which is not 100% coastal, but let's even just say it is 100% coastal, which is side of the coast. They want to build that with $15 billion. They don't get the money on. Yeah? But you see this man, who also doesn't have the money, okay? They will use Nigeria as a collateral to get that money, and they will hand it to him. And if they manage to build 100 or 200 kilometers from this 700, your children and your children's children, they will pay till they buy. And that will be something they are going to do with your money. And they will face you face to face and tell you it's not your money. Is Dangote not standing in front of you today? Telling you that he's there to help your suffering by giving you food or giving you rice. But he's actually part of those that wrecked the country enough because he's building a refinery. So it's going to take them 8 years. And whichever part they manage to build or construct in those years, well, this is the price for now. So you probably should have it in mind. You will pay toll. And that toll will not be paid to Nigeria. It will be paid to their friends. Shaguri. Just for your own view there, right? And talking about criminals in Nigeria aspiring to take office. Look at this man. You see this guy, yeah? He's an Ogbologbo Ondo criminal. At first, I actually thought somehow, maybe the man was being misunderstood. They gave Ondo State, they gave Ondo State palliative, coronavirus palliative. They accused him of being the one that diverted it. I mean, like, oh no, we don't have to give them all of that for now. Kind of. So he's a very well-known politician in Ondo. Akin Ferinwabi, what is his name again? Akin something, Sha. Now look at this old man. He is aspiring to be governor of Ondo State. Okay? Yesterday, his own convoy campaigning in Akure, they stopped by to refuel their cars, their convoy cars, right? And this happened.
So, what's in the way? So, what's in the way? What's in the way? I'm a wajibi. And you buy my yoshi masaka, you want young Molomosera, who will like some 1 town Mesera. To the extent of a course, you can't normally. Nígbà tí yẹn lé wọn tó di mọ́tò mú wọ́n fẹ́ lọ ṣe campaign ilẹ̀ lùjìnà ti wà ó fẹ́ jáde fún governorship aspirant ẹ ìbá àwọn yóò ṣe máa sáká kiri nísìn.
ṣé o kò mọ́tò yẹn náà.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ ìbá àwọn yóò ṣe máa sáká kiri nísìn ẹ ìbá àwọn yẹn lé wọn káàkiri ẹ̀wò ṣé ti bọ́ ọmọ yẹn sá lọ. n ò sanwó ó lé ní wọ́n mọ̀ wá ṣe jìbìtì ṣé àpé tó fẹ́ kó àwọn yẹn ti pe Mustapha ẹ̀wò ìkejì tó fẹ́ pé àwọn yẹn ti pe Mustapha kó ti gate yóò ti gate kò sí bá ń jẹ president wọ́kọ́ ló fi wá síbí.
wọ́n rẹ̀ kó wọn sọ àdúrú mọ́tò.
ẹ̀wọ̀ ọmọ yẹn wọ́n ò fọmọ yẹn lówó ó tún sá padà wọ́n tún ní kó wá bẹ́ẹ̀ lómi wọ́n ní kó wá bá last one ẹ̀rí nísìnyí wọ́n ní kó wá bá last one wọ́n mọ̀ pé ẹnìkan láàsì ẹnìkan yẹn tó wá láàsì ẹ̀rí nǹkan tó fojú ọmọ lọ́mọ rí kọ́lọ́n fìyà jẹ ẹ̀rí nǹkan tó fojú ọmọ lọ ẹ̀rí ìwọ̀n òfin yẹn náà lówó tiẹ̀ náà ó sí 17,000 tọmọ tó dúró síbẹ̀ yẹn
ọ̀ràn bẹ́ẹ̀ o bó bá ṣe ń wò wọ́n.
kò mọ ohun mẹ́ta mẹ́dì mú.
kò sí o máa bọ́ sínú Toyota yìí nílọ èyí ni ká máa rùn mí lọ.
aláyé tó fẹ́ lẹ̀ gbogbo ọmọ lọ́mọ lọ ẹ̀rù lásán lélẹ̀ rí pé wọ́n àtẹsẹ̀ mọ́ ẹ̀ ti mọ̀ pé wọ́n mú wa bí náà ń sọ ẹ̀ rí ibi tí mo fẹ́ capture gangan ni ó dé.
àwọn méjèèjì ni.
ẹ wo àwọn ọmọ méjèèjì ẹ wo wọn.
bó ṣe lọ yẹn wọ́n lọ lẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ni.
wọ́n lọ tẹ́ bá rí ewu àwọn ọmọ yẹn.
wọ́n lọ lẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ni.
wọ́n lọ yí mọ́lẹ̀ bó ṣe wà yẹn wọ́n já owó èkó làwọn mọ́tò tán yí mọ́lẹ̀ gidi
yẹn. ó ti ṣubú bẹ́yẹn ó ti ṣubú bẹ́yẹn ó ti ṣubú nìyẹn bẹ́yẹn.
tí gbogbo èèyàn kí ọ̀nà epo bí 150,000 gbogbo ẹ̀.
kó lè jẹ́ abẹ́rẹ́ mọ́ báyìí.
àti ó gbà àwọn láàrí òun là ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí kéèsì wọn ti àwọn tèmi so.
Just for those who didn't understand Yoruba, all right? So in that video, that's a CCTV image. A supposed political campaign convoy of that man stopped by, and I bet you is actually in there. Look at that black SUV that is tinted glass and without any plate number. That must be him. Let me show you that again.
So what's in the line?
So that must be him. Imagine a governorship candidate in your own state. You took about 7-8 cars. You took them to a filling station where you came to campaign. You went to a filling station and you filled all the cars with over 150,000 naira worth of fuel. And you started sending all the attendants. You started passing them around. Go to that person will pay you. You moved out. That one, they got there and they're, no, go to that person. It's that person that will pay. No, it's not me. That's the person that will pay. See, that's the person that will pay that is going, go after him until they all left. And they paid no dime. That is the type and the character of animals that are actually like in charge of governance or in charge of politics of that country. You have no idea. So while we were still kind of like, how is this even possible? Like, what are you thinking? What are you going to say later? So when the attendants ran after the vehicles, you know what they did, right? They almost crushed them. They all came back with bruised body, bruised, all of that, for trying to get paid by a politician who is promising that he's going to make their state better. Ondo, that's on the side. On another part, we're already a governor. Seyi Makinde, you know that Solo Makinde of Ibadan. So Seyi Makinde of Ibadan. He has been kind of like incredible on his own, right? So he's building this ring road kind of, all right, like an alternative road instead of following the Iwo road and the normal federal road, right? And people have been commending him. Oh, he's done a great job. Oh my God, have you been on that road? Circular road is called Circular Road. So, and it's a very, very like long stretch. According to Seyi Makinde, he said all the owners of the land, whose lands fell on the right of way, where he was building the road. Majority of them, Seyi Makinde said they have been settled, they have been compensated. He lied. In fact, not only that people lost their land for the new road, they were actually being threatened, not like lose part of their land. They are being threatened to actually leave the entire axis because that new road has opened up that place. So some people are being told to actually leave the place. And some are like, no, we are not leaving. And every now and then, the agents of the government of Ondo State will go there and threaten them and do all of that. It has become a kind of a problem, it's sort of a complaint that people's land are currently being forcefully taken from them by the agent of Seyi Makinde in Ibadan. So one of these days they were protesting and Seyi stopped, and I think he was passing. Then he stopped to address them. I don't know if he was the one who told them to kneel down, but the video that came out of that conversation was that these people, they all knelt down while Seyi Makinde was addressing them. on top their land.
Thanks, sir.
Anybody, first they must freeze development in the road itself only yes. We have enough resources to deploy. I want Tabani that to resettle them. I want Tabani that to freeze it one work. We'll freeze it. But people must stop impunity. So nobody will lose out. So you guys should relax. And see about resettle. We will ensure we are resettle one even better than the one currently. I want to see about so we can freeze the seabed. One freeze one freeze the because the roads tumble. Even to one near Bambi, could any access to the road only at the designated exit at the entry point they can access. So there will have to be roads also to be constructed. Our communities then. So because majority of you let the vote so I want to enemy Gubua only the land grabbers and the people coming in. Wọ́n ṣe block ní ṣe bí Peter àgbà ń sìn ẹ̀ ṣáàrí àwọn kan tí wọ́n tún ṣe ń kọ́lé tẹ́bá kò lè tó 3 minutes síbí. So those are the challenges for me. But ẹ̀fọ́ kan yín balẹ̀. Àjíà lèmi náà ti wá. Mo fẹ́ development. And bàbá tó bí mi fẹ́ kó máa ṣépè fún mi láyé àti ọ̀run tó báwo ni o ṣe ń ṣe àwọn èèyàn mi. So just we will solve this problem together. And this is not a government.
I'm so sorry that the audio was really horrible. I should have probably do some editing and notch it up, okay? So it was there, by the way, was telling them that there are sacrifices to be made, all right, for development to come. The only people they should be worried about are the land grabbers. As for those whose lands have been sort of used for the road construction and all of that, he said they have been compensated, and if they have not, they will make sure they are compensated. So there is no threat that anybody is coming to take their land. But that didn't really address the whole thing, okay? But somehow he made them, probably made them feel like, he felt for them. Anyway, that can't be said of the people of this community in Enugu. I will continue to share their story. The Undanning people in Enugu who have become the victims of the Fulani terrorism, incessant killings. I want you to listen to this.
The women of Adani in Uzowani local government area have taken to the streets to protest the ongoing killings in the community by persons suspected to be armed headsmen. Expressing their grief and frustration, one of the women leaders in Adani narrated their collective ordeal in the hands of the invaders while calling for urgent intervention. The latest incident was the killing of two brothers, Obonna Felix and Obonna John, while they were returning from the farm on Sunday, April 7th, 2024. The recent spate of violence has left the community in a state of fear and uncertainty while tensions running high. Speaking to Signature Television, Matthew Idu, an indigene of Adani, highlighted the devastating impact of the crisis on the lives of the people of the area.
Was sleeping out